joining me today. We're going to be doing a sequence for calm, and this is a sequence put together for anybody in their second trimester of pregnancy, so all these poses are safe. The one thing that you will need is a prop for the seated work that we're going to do. I'm using a folded up towel. You can use a yoga blanket, or you can get creative, just anything that will work. And let's go and get started. If you don't have time to watch this video right now, go ahead and save for later and just do it whenever you get a chance. So we are setting up at the wall today, and I am starting with a generously folded towel so that I have a little bit more height. It's really nice to have more height if your hips are feeling a little tight. So just sitting right at the wall, and we're gonna start in Sukhasana, easy pose, which is a great way to just feel a little more grounded. And so just rocking from left to right, just feeling more rooted through our sit bones. And go ahead and just close your eyes and rolling the shoulders back, lifting through the chest. Feeling our abdominals engage softly as we really lengthen. Relax the shoulders. Go ahead and bring your head in line with your spine and just relax your face. And you can close your eyes if you haven't already. And just notice if you're gripping in your hips, and go ahead and just relax that gripping, keeping that length in your spine at the same time. And keeping the eyes closed, we're going to focus on umbrella breathing. As I explain this, you can open your eyes if you want, but so umbrella breathing it's like an umbrella opening and closing. So just kind of keep that in your mind's eye as you breathe. In second trimester, you don't want to do belly breathing. It's not good for the abdominal muscles, and it can actually, be kind of harmful. So just focusing on that belly, not focusing on the belly breathing, focusing on that umbrella breathing. So you want the breath to stop just above your belly button, and you want to feel like the breath is filling your back rib cage as well, and it's just filling up that whole area. So go ahead and close your eyes, and let's just take a few breaths. So let's start on an exhale, in and out through our nose. And on the inhale, just really allowing your rib cage to expand, backside. Full exhale without straining the abdomen. Do about 5 at your own pace, keeping that spine long. Just let the shoulders relax on your inhale. And as you breathe, feeling space in your mouth, just letting the tongue rest in the lower part of the mouth, letting the jaw relax. 2 more breaths here. Full inhales and exhales. Just letting the abdomen stay soft as you breathe. 1 more good breath. You can open your eyes. And just starting to stretch our hips a little bit more. Go ahead, staying rooted through our sit bones, and you can just lean forward in this easy Sukhasana pose. You're going to feel this stretch in your right hip. You can rest your hands on the floor if you need to. And I will say, when you're doing any kind of forward bend, you want to be really careful, especially as you move further along in your pregnancy, of collapsing through the tummy, because this spreads the abdominal muscles in a really healthy way. So just try and keep your spine long. And don't worry about doing your deepest pose ever when you're, in second and third trimester. It's really about letting the practice be more nurturing than anything. About 2 more breaths. That right side, you can just draw your chin down. Notice if you're straining your neck. And go ahead and release. And you can bring that left leg in front, stretching that left hip a little bit more. And just staying rooted, staying connected to whatever we're sitting on, not falling off. And really reaching all the way from our tailbone. Just draw that chin in. Take about 5 breaths here. Stretching that left hip. And just practicing that umbrella breathing as we explore different poses. About 2 more breaths. And really just let go of any gripping in your hips. Just letting go of any tension. And you can come on up and coming right into butterfly Baddha Konasana. You can go ahead and scoot your heels in as close as you'd like to the pelvic floor. If you want a deeper stretch, you can keep bringing your heels in. If your knees are up a lot and you're feeling uncomfortable, you can just bring your heels away from the pelvic floor a little bit. And just feeling nice long spine here, can grab hold of your knees or any part of your leg that feels comfortable. And rolling those shoulders back and staying rooted. Go ahead and just hinge forward, hinging at the hips, keeping the spine long. You can draw the chin in. I find that you have to hold this for about 30 seconds at least to feel a true release in these groins and these hips. Just taking our time. Notice any gripping in the abdomen, just soften. You do that deep umbrella breathing. Just relax your shoulders, relax your face. About 5 more good breaths here. Scanning from right to left. One hip might be a little bit tighter. Really allowing the hips to release, not forcing anything. One more good breath. And coming out of butterfly, you can bring your knees up and coming right into Malasana, garland pose. This is one of my favorite poses for opening up the hips and also just feeling a little more grounded if you're feeling scattered or anxious. And so you can just bring in the feet wider than hip distance apart. You can just come right up. The heels are going to come up. And this is another position where you don't want to just collapse through the abdomen. You want to keep the spine long and just letting those hands help with balance. So feeling solid in this position. If you want to explore a little more balance, you can just bring your palms together. Usually our elbows are down inside of the inner thighs, but it's just a nice adjustment to make in the second trimester, just resting the elbows on top of the knees, keeping that spine long. Go ahead and just sink down through your hips and really enjoying that release in the hips. And go ahead and draw your chin in. Take about 5 breaths here. Relax your shoulders, long spine. Scanning from right to left, sinking down through the hips. One more good breath. And let's go ahead and come right into child's pose. You can bring the knees down and good amount of space in between your big toes. Bring those knees nice and wide apart. Good bit wider than hip distance, and just rest your head. Really allowing those hips to sink down towards the heels. Just let your head rest Go ahead and bring your hands by your head, creating more space to breathe without those arms extended. And spending a good 30 seconds or so here. Notice if you're holding your head up or you're gripping your hips. Just relax. And wrapping up 30 seconds here, go ahead and walk your hands forward, feeling more of a stretch in your spine, drawing the chin in, and really enjoying that space in your low back, especially. Press those palms, still allowing the hips to sink down. And coming into tabletop, go ahead and bring your hips up, stacking your hips over your knees and your shoulders over your wrists. And a few cat-cows, moving in harmony with your breath. On your inhale, you can go ahead and round the spine. And on the exhale, go ahead and open. Do about 5 at your own pace. Be careful as you open not to clench your abdomen. Really let it soften. And 2 more. Moving in harmony with your breath. And tabletop. Coming right into dog, so bring your hands wider than shoulder distance apart and feet wider than hip distance apart. Go ahead and press back, just allowing those heels to fall towards the floor, pressing the thighs back, just enjoying a nice spacious dog. Go ahead and transfer your weight to the left foot and go ahead and just bend your right knee, opening that right hip. You can let that right heel fall towards the left hip, allowing the left heel to sink down. Good few breaths here, allowing the hip to open. And opposite side, keeping that wide stance with your feet, allowing that left heel to move towards your right hip, enjoying that stretch in your right calf. And you can go ahead and just bring that left foot down, keeping that wide stance in your feet. A few more breaths here. And a nice spacious child's pose. Bring those knees wide apart and just let your head rest. Bring in the hands by the head. And a few more breaths here. Go ahead and walk your hands forward. Stretching the spine. And just as we revisit poses, begin to feel ourselves like at a deeper level in them. Bringing the hips up and go ahead and just hip and shoulder distance apart, pressing into dog one last time. Feeling more awake in the pose. Press our thighs back. Go ahead and slowly walk your feet forward. Full forward fold. Feet are at least hip distance apart. Go ahead and look up, nice long spine. You can grab hold of your calves or your ankles. Full forward fold. Just allowing the head to hang. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And coming out with this full forward fold, go ahead and just press through the feet. Keeping the arms down. Go ahead and roll the shoulders back, tucking the tailbone in. And just allowing the chest to open. You draw those shoulder blades in. And relax. We are going to end with legs up the wall. I know there's a lot of concern about this pose in pregnancy, and it's actually super healthy to do. It's just hard to find a graceful way into it a little bit as your belly gets bigger. But make sure that your prop will support your whole lower back, and you want enough space in between your prop and the wall for your butt to just cascade over. And so we're basically going to just cartwheel our legs up into this pose. So you want to go ahead and get your prop set up, and then go ahead and bring your left hip right by the wall, and without straining your abdominal muscles, just cartwheel your legs out. And don't worry if it's not super graceful. And this is a fantastic pose for second and third trimester. So go ahead and just let your palms face up, elbows bent, and engaging your legs just enough to keep your legs fairly straight. Just soft bend in your knees. And this is awesome for reducing swelling in the ankles and the feet. And it's also really good for redirecting blood towards the heart. It's just really good for the nervous system and the lymphatic system that clears out toxins. Just notice if you're holding any part of your chest or head up, and just really let yourself be supported here. And take at least a good minute. I'd encourage you to close your eyes and just let your breath be whatever it is without trying to control it. If this hand or arm position is uncomfortable, just find whatever works for you. You can rest your hands on your abdomen, further down by your sides, whatever feels comfortable. Only have time for one pose and you're feeling stressed or tired, this is a fantastic option. You don't want to hold for too long. As we enter our second trimester, you don't want to be on your back for too long. But 5 minutes is a healthy amount of time. Just another few breaths here, just enjoying it. And before we come out of this pose, I just want to say a few words of advice. So when you're coming out of this pose, never lead with your abdomen. And also when you're getting out of bed in the morning, however you transition, always make sure that your abdomen's supported. It's just really important. Go ahead and just bend your knees. You can kind of reverse that cartwheel to come out, just letting your knees fall. And go ahead and rest in the fetal position for a minute. Just taking our time to come out. Coming to a seated position, just press yourselves up. And let's go ahead and end how we started in Sukhasana easy pose. And you can actually bring your prop right by the wall so that your back's supported. So ending with Yoga Nidra, go ahead and let yourself be supported by the wall so you can just lean right up against the wall and keep your spine long but your abdomen soft. And just ending with a mindfulness exercise. So feeling rooted through sit bones, go ahead and relax your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs, hands, arms, abdomen, chest, shoulders, neck, face, jaw, ears, and head. Just wrapping up our practice with a few breaths, uncontrolled breaths. And that is it for our practice today, guys. If you enjoyed today's class, you can find a lot of great content on our app Yoga Plus, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the pose library. Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.